Hey y'all, thanks so much for checking me out. I've got your Friday's dose of quick drops for deep thoughts. Today, I want to talk really quick about breaking generational curses, y'all. They are very real. Things like abuse, drugs, things like that, where karmic debt follows you into the future, right? And a lot of us were put into homes that were there where you might be finding yourself as a black sheep. You might be finding yourself struggling to fit in with your family, but that's because you were brought there to teach them how to live something healthy, right? One of the best ways to go about breaking this, even if you're not directly involved, right? You're not there in those families' day-to-day lives, as you probably shouldn't be if they're super unhealthy and toxic. But I want to talk about what you can do, right? Let's talk about what we have power over, and that's our own prayers. That is our own conversations with our source, God creator, y'all. And I want to talk about the fact that Psalms 55:16 through 19 gives us exactly how to talk to the Lord. Let's talk about it. But I will call on God, and the Lord will rescue me. Morning, noon, and night, I cry out in my distress, and the Lord hears my voice. He ransoms me and keeps me safe from battle waged against me. Though many still oppose me, God, who has ruled forever, will hear me and humble them. For my enemies refuse to change their ways. They do not fear God. Y'all, when you have that relationship with Source and you have that ability to go within and have that divine connection, I urge you to meditate and pray on this. If you are in that hurting, if you are dealing with that actively, you need to humbly, and I say this because I do it myself, and take your ego out, take my ego out. It kind of sucks, like it doesn't feel good. It's really uncomfortable, but that's okay. Get uncomfortable, right? That's how we grow. And then meditate with this and say, God, and talk to God. And I have to do this. I do it often, actually, a lot of times, most throughout the day. Humble me, like help me take my ego out of my choices and how I handle things so that I can let more of you in, right? That's a constant reality check for myself, y'all. And one of the best ways is to get into with God to help really seek that wholeness within yourself, right? And then once you've learned it, start sharing it with everyone you know that you feel like might be receptive, right? Some people are in a bad space and they're not going to be receptive, and their behavior and reactions to it might be pretty ugly. And so just understand that people might be in that position, and that's okay. They might be in that place. That's where they're at on their journey. You can love them from a distance and wholeheartedly pray for them. Like, please, I do, as and try to check, and I do check my ego as often as I suspect it comes up. And I would ask everyone else to as well, because when we start calling and holding ourselves accountable, when we start going within and asking God to show us, give us that discernment, give us that knowing, that knowledge, that understanding of what we're supposed to be doing with you and like through you, like God, working through us. Like, what do you want us to do? How do you want us to handle this? What do you want us to say? How do you want us to get this point across to the people who might be blind, right? Those scales, they're still over their eyes. They can't see, they're blind, right? Or the horse blinders, whatever works, whatever feels best. Like, feel it out and feel what works best for you, because everyone's journey is different. What feels right and what feels most natural is different for everyone. So just do what feels best and pray on that too, as for God to give you that discernment of what to say to these people who maybe family, you have to talk to them, co-workers, bosses. I mean, there's a whole relationships isn't just about boyfriend, girlfriend, husband, wife, romantically, right? There's relationships literally everywhere, with your children, with your coworkers, with your spouse, with your family, with your mother-in-law. Is she one of those nice ones, or is she like, "Ooh, how did I get wrapped up into this?" Because that's where I ended up, and telling y'all is not a good place to be. You want to make sure, as much as you check your spouse out, your in-laws or future in-laws have to pass that test too, because you're going to be dealing with them. All right. Things to think about. Words of wisdom from prior mistakes that I will absolutely take that knowledge and move into the future. Back to this though, right? And see, even like that with my ego, like I pray for them, hope they're good, but from a distance, right? Just, it's okay to not have to engage with someone who is unhealthy, even if they're biological family, right? If they are doing unhealthy things, do step away, please, and seek help, like from law enforcement if you can't, right? Those are very real things. Those are very serious things. But if you're able to step away, you got your own bills and stuff. You're paying for your own things. My cat just jumped in with my pregnant girls. We'll see how this goes. They won't agree, but it might get loud. We'll make this quick. He's gonna knock it off. He's gonna whoop their ass. It's my life. Like, welcome to my life. It's crazy, but I love it, and God is all over it, y'all. Just get back to that wholehearted prayer for people. Do your best to check your ego and create your tribe full of people who are willing to do the same. It is okay to outgrow your family and friends if they are not growing into healthy beings. It is okay to put those boundaries down and say, no more, you're unhealthy for me, if they're truly being unhealthy. It's okay. And I encourage you to. Y'all, Psalm 55, 16 through 19. Read that up on your own, and I'll be back some more with some quick drops or deep thoughts.